All right, go ahead. I am now recording.
Hello, is this Paul, the Shy Yeti?
Now it's time for the silliest podcast in the world. It's the Shy Life Podcast.
With me, Shy Yeti.
He's not that shy.
108, 108, 108, 108, 108, 108, 108, 108.
Hello and welcome to another episode of the Shy Life Podcast. This is me, Paul, Shy Yeti, saying hello. Yes, hello. And this episode, well, we're all in different places, to be honest. I think Damius and Bettina have gone shopping in IKEA or somewhere like that. And I'm just off to... You remember other Paul from school? He was on one of our first episodes, and he was on the show at Christmas, and then we went for dinner with him once as well. Anyway, I'm going to meet up with him and his partner Alex in Greenwich. They're driving all the way down to meet me, all the way down from Derby, which is near where they live. But yes, I'm seeing them. And I did this radio show in the week, and they're broadcasting that. But I'll have to catch up with it later. I can't stay in all day just to listen to that. It was great fun to record. You'll probably get to hear it or bits of it anyway during this episode. So there's that going on, and I think Yeti Uncle John and I think he's having a lazy day back at the flat. And I guess he's with the Peepers. He's usually with the Peepers. I don't know about Cromitty. I don't know what he's up to. So anyway, it's going to be a busy episode. Okay, right. So I think it's probably time to run the music. And, I'm sure we'll talk again before the end of the episode. Okay, right. Here we go.
What's going to happen today?
Oh my God, it's enormous. It's the Shy Life Podcast.
The show is out of this world.
Oh dear, this isn't going to end well.
It's a very strange show indeed. Oh, a million kisses, darling.
I asked for pies, that's all I asked for, pies.
Pretty normal.
Oh dear, I hadn't thought of that. Still, never mind.
Thank you very much for your time. That's cool.
Those poor listeners, what have they done to deserve this, eh? Oh dear, oh dear.
Hi listeners, it's me, Paul. I'm on Waterloo Station in London. Is it the 1st of July? Yes, it's the 1st of July, and I'm about to go meet my friend, my old school friend who you've met before, Paul, and his hubby Alex, and we're going out for a day trip. I think we're aiming to go to Greenwich, which is right by the Thames, but a little way out of the centre. But anyway, yeah, come on, join me. Our little summer's day trip. Oh yes. I'm supposed to be meeting them by the big clock in the centre of the station. Let's go and see if they're there, shall we?
Sorry we're late, we're diversion. Oh, we never make it. I thought we were going to make it. We're diversion. It's a bit slow at parking. I thought we might be able to get something from this route. Is that how do you know about train time?
You have to go through.
Buy tickets. So we've got a tube thing.
The train says you got.
It's not a zone. It's just not a top up.
No, if it's a zone 1 to 6, I think Greenwich is in zone 6.
It's a single, £2.40. Just because we're going to get the boat back.
Where's the map? No, now you say about it, I can't remember whether Greenwich is in zone 6. There's no maps. It's a bit hopeless, isn't it? I've got a zone 1 to 6 card, but I don't know whether Greenwich is in zone 6.
Where is it? Something like this.
I'm going to Greenwich. I've got zone 1 to 6, but I'm not sure whether Greenwich is in zone 6.
Greenwich is definitely within the zone.
6, yeah. Cheers. He says I'll be alright. He says it is zone 6. But you think they'd have a map out here?
Yeah.
But I think there is more tickets in there.
I think it's zone 3.
Yeah.
Greenwich.
Yeah. No, I'm fine. Worst comes to worst, there's a coffee. If we've got 20 minutes to wait or something, there's a coffee stand on the...
Yeah, okay, yeah. We just stopped very, very briefly for 5 minutes on the way. We went to 2 sets of roadworks, which is just slow,
Yeah.
trundling along, and then it's always to Camden, and then we've got one jumping off the cladding, one car park, yeah, one car parking space left. Used to be so busy. I think what happened was that they had two or three trains arriving at one time. Everyone was trying to cram in. Plus, it's kind of tourist time now, isn't it? Sometimes people are getting more.
How early a start do you have?
We have to 8:30. I mean, really, we probably should have left at 8 to be certain. Not, but it ended at 8:30. It wasn't too bad actually. It's just every time we do it, it's slightly harder than the last time.
Yeah.
And I brought this jumper because I thought, I don't know if it's going to be.
To be honest, on the boat it could well be.
Yeah.
Here's the train times.
Right, Canterbury.
You can see it, you can get to it.
Right, okay. So
There's some of this timetable says. You might say the platform as well.
It's Monday to Friday. Oh dear. So we want a weekend one. Well, maybe they don't run it weekend.
Well, you certainly used to go to Greenwich from here, unless they're doing some work, and now you're supposed to go do it by the DLR.
It's ask this guy. How the hell are we going?
Well, they shouldn't make you buy a ticket before you can get the information.
Platform 8. Okay, thank you. Platform 8, change it Lewisham.
Yeah.
8 down there.
Didn't used to have to change. Used to go direct.
Yeah. On the bridge station, there's only one. I see what we could do is get off at London Bridge. Well, mind you, they probably. No, let's just go. Let's do that. Let's go to Lewisham. Change Lewisham.
So how was your birthday?
Yeah, it was good. We flew abroad.
I thought you might.
It's Crete. Yeah.
You might be
It was
awake.
supposed to make its way to you.
Did you get?
Yes, I sent mine on the first day.
Did you get mine? Did I send you 2?
Yes, we did.
Yeah.
Yes, we did.
One from Jersey, one from.
Yes, the Jersey one.
One from Hamburg.
The rainfall.
The first day, but we didn't go to France either because it was that sort of into one of our days, and we only had 5 days. And of course, one day you're arriving, one day you're leaving.
Exactly. Yeah, we've got that. We've
Expensive, a lot more expensive than last time I went as far as going to France today as well.
Well, I always find that although they say Jersey all tax free, no, it's expensive really.
Yeah.
But we're going over in August, going to my mum and dad's, it's their golden wedding. So we're all We did camping with Paul's parents too. So that's been quite good. We took all of our cards with us.
I don't. We could open the sequence.
Yes, we did it.
First, then the anniversary, and then my birthday.
Hotel massive chocolate cake. I didn't realise it was the default, so I managed to just get through that and then another one to the Paul. Very nice. 9-inch sponge.
Yeah.
Oh, right, we managed to get it all.
Oh, hello, Ick. What's going on?
I wondered if you would like to come down to the lake and have a picnic with me and the peepers.
Oh, yes, I can do that. Yeah, that'd be nice. Is Paul not around?
No, I believe Paul's gone to Greenwich with his old friend, other Paul.
Oh, right, yes, of course, I forgot, yes. Well, I'm surprised he's gone out, to be honest.
Why's that?
Well, they're about to broadcast some radio show he did the other day with that Tim. You know, when he does that hospital radio, I don't know, maybe you don't know. He does hospital radio sometimes. And, yeah.
Oh, yes, I have heard the episodes.
Yes, well, this time he's on Radio Woking. Yeah. And, well, it was a show he recorded, quite short notice with Tim, and he read some poems, and they're broadcasting it now. Well, I thought he'd be here to listen to it.
I expect he can listen on his phone or probably download it.
Oh, yes, we forgot. I forget that these things can be done so easily. Oh, well. Shall we just listen to the first bit, and then I'll come down with you?
Okay, yes, that would be good. But you can bring your phone with you and we can listen to it down by the lake. Your phone has mobile internet, doesn't it?
Oh, I think it does. Paul sorted me out with a new phone recently. I keep forgetting this. Oh dear. Oh, yes, right. Well, here he comes. Let's listen to the radio.
Very good evening to you. This is Tim Mitchell, Riverside Pub. What? I shall explain what it's all about. Between now and 10, how can I describe this? Pink trousers? Not bad actually. A kind of yellow striped blouse thing. Blue cardi. And the hair? Yeah, nice, Gladys. I'm just saying it's lovely, your outfit. Tie-dye colour, the hair. Thanks, Gladys. I'm carrying on, are you? So, hello to you if you are finding us on the internet, on DAB, that is Radio Woking. Hello to you if you are in, where should we go? Aldershot. Hello. A thumbs up to you. A wave to you if you are in Weybridge. Isha, you there? Cobham? Oh, you get the drift. Good evening to you. It is Tim sitting in for Roy. Roy, he's on a train coming back from somewhere. We might hook up with him a bit later on. Right, Gladys, I think we're done now. Yes, we are. Yeah. Later on, as agreed. Yeah, I'll buy you a pint. Radio Woking, your community station. Razor Light, America. Just gone 8:15 on this Tuesday evening. Is it still raining? I will look out in a minute or so. Right, now I'm joined in the studio, and I am delighted to be joined this week by Paul Chandler. Who's he? You're probably wondering. Well, if you look him up on Google, do that now if you want, you will find that he comes up as the Shy Yeti, and the Shy Yeti, or Paul, has written loads of stories and also poems, and a very good evening to you, sir.
Hi, how are you?
Yeah, not too bad, thank you. Yeah, not too bad. So, what have you got for us this week?
Well, this one is called The True Light. I promise you sincerely, I promise you tonight, I'm a totally changed person, that I have seen the light. I'm reformed, repaired, inspired, neither trouble nor strife. I beg of you, my darling, come and stabilise my life. Take the shackles off my past, dear. Let me show you the real me. I've stopped flirting with the milkman. Discount yoghurts, 50p. I'll never bed the paper boy, neither butcher nor the baker, nor snog the vicar's wife again. For you I did mistake her. I hadn't got my glasses on, I know that's no excuse, but let's get back together, let us stop this mild abuse. So, can we be friends who just cuddle? Can we be friends who just kiss? Can we be friends who go further and share a mutual bliss? I've changed, I have. I'll make you see I'm right. I'm a totally changed person, and I've truly seen the light.
Time for a pub quiz. No prizes. I mentioned at the start of the show, but just a sense of pride if you guess correctly at these 5 questions. Well, you might not guess them, you might actually know the answer or answers. So, question number 1 is this. Yeah, eyes down if you may. Yeah, thank you. Question number 1. Which male animal is called a Tom or a Jake? Which male animal is called a Tom or a Jake? What do you reckon? Oh, let me have a look over your shoulder. Yeah, I'm going to go for that as well. Yeah, I think you're right. Question number 2. What is the well-known Arabic word for the island or the peninsula? What is the well-known Arabic word for the island or the peninsula? Our second question. Third question. Which 2 semaphore letters are found on the iconic 1960s peace symbol? Which 2 semaphoric letters are found on the iconic 1960s peace symbol? Fourth question. Duffel bags and duffel coats come from which European Union country? Well, what do you reckon? Question number 4. Duffel bags and duffel coats come from which European Union country? Where is it? And your last question, question number 5. Alec Guinness, Robert Carlyle, Anthony Hopkins and Ian McKellen have all played which 20th century historical figure? Alec Guinness, Robert Carlyle, Anthony Hopkins and Ian McKellen have all played which 20th century historical figure? Any ideas? 5 out of 5 for you. Oh, not bad. Not bad at all. Me? Keep going down, 1 possibly. Oh, no, I don't know. Should have paid more attention at school instead of looking out the window. Answers coming up in about 20 minutes' time. On Radio Woking on this Tuesday evening, my name's Tim Mitchell, in for Roy. Roy returns next week. But you find me and my guest Paul Chandler. We are in my virtual Riverside pub. Well, seems like a reasonable thing to create on a Tuesday evening. There we go. It's almost like the real thing. I know what you're thinking. Is your man going up to the bar? No. Well, I might buy you a virtual pint. Might do. Right, so, Paul, what have you got for us now?
Well, I've got a poem for you called The Unaffordable Fjord. He bought a fjord he couldn't afford. His wife, she nearly had kittens. Do step aboard, my lovely fjord, but it's cold, so I suggest you wear mittens. His wife wasn't pleased. I might well freeze. I won't step upon something that icy. He made plaintive pleas, down on bended knees. She said, well, I shall go, but it's going to be pricey. He bought a fjord he couldn't afford. Well, his wife's frozen looks made him shiver. My darling Maud, this almighty fjord will be good for your heart and your liver. His wife gave a scowl as he passed her a towel, as she sat on the ice so chilly. Well, she gave a loud howl like some rambunctious owl, but soon grew accustomed and then felt quite silly. Yes, he bought a fjord he couldn't afford, but in the end this alone saved his marriage. This is true and no fraud. Yes, he would pilot that fjord, and his wife would ride it like a queen in her very own carriage.
Well done, Paul. And this is taken from your Shy Yeti book.
Yes, it's like a sort of compilation of... because I've been writing on and off poems for about 25 years, so I've done sort of compilation books, and so yes, this is from Shy Yeti Still Rules OK.
And I have to ask, Shy Yeti, where does the name come from?
Well, it goes back to sort of about 15 years when I was looking just for a name, for a profile name. I'm a big fan of Doctor Who, and I wanted something that was sort of Doctor Who related, so Yeti was what came to mind.
I'm just making up the drinks here, by the way. Can you hear that?
Yes, very nice, very good. I'll have a gin and tonic, please.
Hang on a second. Gin and tonic, Gladys.
And I was quite shy at that time, and so it became Shy Yeti. But you make names for profiles and things, and you don't expect to still be using them 15, 16 years later. Yeah, it's sort of taken on a life of its own, really.
Well done, you. And we will have some more from Paul or Shy Yeti. He's here until 10.
Tide's out, you can actually see loads and loads of Tudor bricks on the beach there. So this was the palace. You can see it was a palace because you've got the Corinthian columns or pilasters, and then up there you've got the coat of arms of Charles II with fortitude and dominion on either side. It was never finished. Charles II, many mistresses, very little money. He ran out of money. It should have been a three-sided building, but it was never completed. It was left empty and actually became a store for gunpowder. We then move on. He died young. His brother took the throne. His brother took a second wife and the first one died. He was a Catholic. When she gave birth to a son, the fear was that we'd go back to Catholicism, and having had the fights between the Catholics and the Protestants, each killing each other successively, it was decided that he was allowed to escape to France, and his daughter Mary, married to William of Orange, should be invited to take the throne. They arrived during the Glorious Revolution, called that because very few people died, and they set up. Now, William of Orange actually suffered from asthma. He did not want to live by the river, and they built Kensington Palace. Mary had witnessed the devastation to the sailors at the battles of La Hogue. It's my understanding in those times that you were only paid when you were on board ship. If you set off a port and fell off, your money stopped as you hit the water. That's it. Officers, captains, were actually paid half pay when they weren't on board. So obviously when you left the Navy you were destitute, and she was determined that that would not be the case. So she asked Christopher Wren to design a home for the pensioners. It also had to be a little bit impressive. They wanted to show how much they cared for their naval officers, and so this was the design. His original design was going to be a three-sided with one dome. However, and somebody was asking me about this, having pulled the Tudor Palace down, the Queen's house had access to the river, and she thought it'd be a nice retirement home. So he said, oh, that's okay, I'll move it to the side. You're not knocking my uncle's house down. So Christopher Wren came up with this design to accommodate keeping that building and also keeping the access. And I think he made a fantastic job. That, of course, built the military.
That's so 1982. We're in 1984 now, you know.
Yes, I know. I just watched Not Showing Frankie.
Yeah, no.
I know. I haven't watched Fridays yet.
Yeah, I did. I have to record both versions, because there's the version that's on like at the Central Hour, and there's the later hour one with the extra stuff.
Yeah, I always watch the later hour, and Matthew Wilder doing a bit my stride. Actually, I've seen pictures. It was like Paul size. It's quite small.
Yeah.
Quite petite.
Not how I would picture him, to be honest.
No. I was a bit taller. I think he wrote the music to Little Mermaid as well, or the soundtrack to Little Mermaid. So yeah, I'm loving this up in the box. I was in 2 months to put my t-shirt today. But I don't know where we were dining, so I put on a formal shirt.
Fridays wasn't the best episode. It had my least favourite band of the 80s, Style Council. I've never heard a Star Council song I like, I don't think.
No.
And I like the jazz. I like.
Yes.
I like. I just find that sort of. It's not very tuneful. It's all sort of.
I always think that the Star Council was two things up to the jump and the fans. So, no, I'm not a fan of Star Council, honestly.
I don't understand because on the documentary they kind of were saying why Relax got banned, and it was very. Oh well, we kind of had too many songs on the it was a very sort of like there was no real reason for doing it.
I thought it was a bit of a cop out, really. I thought, is that the real reason?
The thing is, the first episode of the year they had it, so they showed.
Yes.
So how could they ban it?
I do remember all the furore, and I also remember being at a football match with my dad, and they actually played the song. I said, play Relax. It wasn't playing on the radio. I had an old damn set record player, so I wasn't really listening to the song at all. So I was like, oh, this is really naughty. What are you going to have, Cameron?
I think I'm going to have a burger. I was because it was either that or a meze. The meze you have to share, and I don't know if there's enough on there to share it. There's a lot of fish. It's very fish based.
Oh no.
With this meze in Crete, and it was absolutely amazing, but there was just so much of it. And Alex ordered a starter of cheese pies and basically five Cornish pasties, 6 Cornish pasties turned up.
Delicious. Really nice.
Can you imagine?
I was telling Mum last night,
It's overwhelming.
About the portions we got, and I thought it was very good value.
That was a very good place. It's called Lemanopolis. Really, really lovely. We sat out in this little vineyard garden, and it's very shady, very warm, shady.
Wow, look at that. Hello. Hi.
How are you?
Good, thank you.
Can I get you some drinks to start with?
Yes.
Yeah, can I go for a large carvy apple, please?
I'll have a Bill cider.
Oh yeah, Bill cider.
Bill cider. Any water?
Since that water, lovely. Thank you.
It's not possible to do everything, and it's supposed to be extension is supposed to start on Monday. It's been put back 2 weeks because of bad weather on a previous job, and the builder, they phoned me yesterday to say, really sorry, we can't start for 2 weeks.
We had the opposite trouble where we had about 4 or 5 little jobs we wanted doing in the front yard, a new front door, had the front wall rebuilt, changed the tarmacking, having sort of cobbles or something.
Yeah.
Anyway, we got it all priced and we wanted it done in April because it gave us a couple more months to say. We didn't want to do anything on the Never Never. We wanted to another month, and we both, between Toby and I, would have had enough to pay for it like they were, and we wouldn't have been in debt or anything. And it suited us for taking leave, and it seemed to be okay. And then the guy started sort of pushing it closer, and then he was like, well, basically I could start on Monday, and we were, but no, we were budgeted to start in April, and he got all funny about it, so we said, okay, well, we can forget about it then.
Alright, so it never happened.
Never happened, yeah. I mean, we're the customer. I mean, we didn't have the money to pay.
No.
That's why we'd said April.
Yeah.
When we first contacted him, he knew it was
maybe he had another job that fell through.
I think he thought he could sort of. He said yes to our original plans, and then thought he could persuade us to
do it earlier.
But we have had our boiler replaced, so we don't have that problem.
Oh, that's a hassle, isn't it?
We don't have that.
Do you have a brand new one?
Yeah, we have a combi boiler or whatever, so we don't have the tank in the roof. But that had to get cancelled. That had to get postponed because trying to get the people who own that flat to let their tenants know to be. And I think, to be fair, the tenant said, "It's your flat. Why should I have to be here to wait for your?" But, if someone needs to go in your loft, it's not my problem.
Are you ready to it?
Yes. Right, I'm going to have. Can I have some Louis sticks, please, and a Bill's hamburger.
How cooked? Would you like
Just medium.
Medium roast. Yeah. Any cheese, bacon, bacon?
Okay, could I go for the golden dumplings, please, and the chicken Caesar salad?
Could I have the fish pie, please?
Fish pie. Do you want a starter?
No.
Yeah, it's just that's much better because you're then not going to have that problem in the future, are you? If you're independent.
So literally, when I went to Hamburg, came back for a day, went to Jersey, came back, and then they started work on the Monday and finished. Well, they actually finished on the Tuesday, but I worked from home for 2 days, and I just said to my boss, I wasn't really ready to come back. I kind of mentally prepared to be in, so I said, look, they're almost finished. I sort of inferred I was still got a bit of tidy up to do, so I couldn't. So I just take it today's leave.
Oh, okay.
And
I stripped our kitchen this week.
Yeah, in anticipation. We've been emptying the freezer.
I'm quite glad, really, because
you had to have done it anyway.
I've done it, and I had one box of like charity.
The Riverside Pub. This is Gladys. My lady is joining us. Good, Jan. Yeah, lovely, Gladys. I'm just saying it's lovely. In case you are wondering what this is all about, it is my virtual pub, which I have created. Oh yeah. Called the Riverside Pub. We've got a pub quiz, part 2. Might be able to squeeze in a jukebox. Yeah, possibly. We have a resident poet and author, Paul Chandler, aka the Shy Yeti. Paul's on again in a few moments. Right, I think we've had enough, Gladys. Oh, it was nice, it was nice, it was. It was. Just too much of it. Radio Woking playing Phil Collins. 9:10 Tuesday evening. Tim, as I say, in for Roy, and I've just moved over to this part in the pub. That was alright, isn't it? Yeah. Is it my turn to go to the bar? It is. Okay. Right. I shall try and find some change. Just to my left is Paul Chandler, and what have you got for us this time?
Well, you've probably heard of the phrase "my creative guru," but this is my creative GNU. My creative GNU, he is there to advise. There is none that I know who is nearly so wise. Yes, his knowledge is special, dare I say it, essential. There's no doubt this GNU has fantastic potential. He's a creature of vision, and that vision won't blur. He's the one who designed the Brown Bear's booming gur. He's the one who foresaw last week's new biggest hit, and who fashioned instructions which taught me to knit. My creative GNU, he is quite unsurpassed. Tapping into his talent costs your pause that they last. My creative GNU, he is full of creations that are brilliant and new. His ideas are the kind that cannot be berated. Yes, they're clever and wholesome and never X-rated. My creative GNU is a wonderful beast, so superbly inventive once his thoughts are released. His ideas can't be faulted, they are always precise. There's no doubt my GNU whips them up in a trice. Of his skills he's so modest, not some arrogant boaster. He's the one who invented the time-travelling toaster. The one who came up with vegetarian ham, with a pocket-sized pie and with self-spreading jam. My creative GNU, he's a wonderful fellow. His ideas should be bottled and captured in jello. My creative canoe, he is full of creations that make you go woo. His ideas are the sort that cannot be insulted, as he ensures that all cats cannot be catapulted. My creative canoe really should be saluted. He's a force to be reckoned with, not a force to be muted. With his grand master plan, he will solve all our woes. There's no doubt this canoe will be missed if he goes. Such a great inspiration, my dear pal mon ami. It is he who ensures that ham really tastes hammy. He's the one who designed buffalo underpants, bobble hats just for moths, pogo sticks used by ants. My creative canoe, there's no end to his wonder. It's a talent to celebrate which he knows not to squander. My creative canoe, he's full of creations, brain waves that just grew. His ideas are the type only canoes seem to fathom. I'm not sure how they do it. I'm just so glad that they have 'em.
Awesome, thank you, Paul. In case you've just tuned in thinking, what on earth is going on? And you're quite right to ask that. Well, it is my Riverside pub, my virtual pub that I've created, and this is Gladys, my piano player. She does that with one hand and a pair of roller skates in the other hand. While Gladys does that, let me bring on Paul, aka the Shy Yeti, with another one of his readings.
Well, this one is called Is It Christmas Already? Is it Christmas already? Well, I've not got a hat. I'm sitting in shorts on the beach I am sat. I've not had a mince pie, nor had even a card. I've not bought any presents, nor had spuds that are charred. I've not seen any tinsel, I've not got me a tree. I've not seen Santa Claus, nor sat there on his knee. I don't want to sound mean, 'cause that's simply the worst. But ain't it a bit early for Christmas on October the 1st? Is it Christmas already? I've not seen any snow. No novelty baubles, nor noses that glow. I've not had any sprouts that are solid and steely, nor felt wandering hands being all touchy-feely. I've not heard any carols, oh so tuneless and cloying. I've not seen any ice, oh so very annoying. I don't want to sound cross, but it ain't yet December. It's just rather early for Christmas at the start of September. Is it Christmas already? Well, I've not felt any frost in my sweet little tootsies, and no toes have I lost. The leaves on the trees only opened last week. All the roses are blooming, and they're looking quite chic. I've Easter eggs yet to eat. Feel a little bit sick. It is still only May. It's too soon for St. Nick. I don't want to sound strict or be really unpleasant, but this year I've banned Christmas, though I still want a present.
I don't know how these people do it for a living, all this, because they feel really tired and try and be full of energy, perky and all that sort of stuff, when actually just rather just go in the corner and go to sleep.
Yeah. People that do like the breakfast radio as well, you get up early the early part of the day.
Radio Waking playing Stranger.
This poem is called The Sorry Tale of Fred the Dinosaur. When Earth was young, when Earth was small, there was hardly anyone at all, except a dinosaur named Fred, who was an attractive shade of red. See, life for Fred was rather boring, and so he stood and took to roaring. Trouble was still no one heard, except for Jill, a tiny bird. Now Jill would sing all day and night, sung all the songs and got them right. Fred loved Jill dearly, for he knew her, but was hungry, he'd have to stew her. He lay a week and so defeaten, he looked quite ill and so browbeaten. Jill, said Fred, I'm feeling blue, I'd really like to eat you. Jill smiled and lit a fag with her lighter. Now you can't, she said, you little blighter. Oh, my dear, said Fred with a sigh, in that case then I'm going to die. Oh, the pain of my empty tummy, alas, alack, I want my mummy. Oh, well, I'm going now, said Fred, and with that he fell down dead. Jill smiled, then turned away and winked. So that's how dinosaurs became extinct.
Very good. Thank you, Paul.
Thank you.
Thank you for
So
having me.
where can we get hold of your poems and also your books as well?
Well, lulu.com, that they publish my books. I've got a blog, that's shyety.com, and I also do a podcast called the Shy Life Podcast, which is available on iTunes. That's that. My poems appear in that, along with lots of other weird and wonderful things.
And you're just saying, as we were coming over to the studio here, you were just saying that you've had quite a number of downloads.
I've just hit 10,000 downloads this week.
Congratulations.
And although I've done, say, 80 or 90 episodes now, that's, it's still nice to see the episodes still getting downloaded. So there's no sort of, even though ones from a year ago, they're still getting new downloads. So there's no sort of final number yet. It's good. It just keeps on going.
Well done, you. Thank you ever so much. Thank you.
Thanks.
That's it from me, Tim Mitchell. Thank you for listening over the last couple of hours. I've really enjoyed it. Thanks to Roy. Thanks to Justin for letting me on the airwaves here at Radio Woking. Thanks to Paul Chandler, aka the Shy Yeti. What a talented man he is. Thanks Gladys as well, who provided just some of our music. A bit too much to my liking. Thanks for going along with this virtual pub of mine, the Riverside Pub. And see you next time. Bye-bye.
Darling. Oh, that's nice. What do you think of that? Oh, I love those plates. Oh, yes, they're very nice, aren't they? Yes, oh, yes. Oh, I like the blue ones. You're right, darling, the blue ones. Oh, they're perfect. Shall I get some of those? I would, yes. I think they're very nice, Bettina. Right, I'll get some of those, right. Oh, let me help you. I'll get those for you. Oh, darling, thank you. Just put them in the trolley. Gosh, my trolley's getting a bit full, isn't it? Oh, well, when you come to a place like this, you have to get a lot of things, and you always see things you didn't intend to buy. Oh, isn't that the case? Oh, dear, oh, dear. Well, Darius, I must thank you for coming shopping with me, darling. I don't know. I don't know what's wrong with Nathan at the moment. He's just being a pain. He really is. He's being a pain. Oh, why do you think he's like that? Is it because of you going away when you went to Met Tappy, darling? Well, he did come with me. Not like I left him at home. But I do think you might be right. It feels like he's jealous. Because Tappy and I, we're getting on, and we're talking a lot. We're talking a lot. It's inevitable. We're friends again, and there's a lot to be said. And things aren't completely resolved, but we're a step closer. We're proper, we're proper friends again. And he is acting jealous. Yes, he is. And we won't say anything, not directly. But no, it's like this. I asked him if he'd come out shopping, and no, he was too busy. So, well, Bettina, I'm glad you asked me to come and help. I'll always be there for you. Always. Of course you will, darling. Yes. You're a good friend. Oh, well, we have known each other a long while now. Yes, well, on and off. Gosh, I've probably known you as long as I've known Tappy. Well, on and off mine. Gosh, it's funny. It's funny the people that you carry along with you in your life. You see them and then you don't, and then then you realise even if you haven't seen them every day, you've known them for 30, 40, 50 years. Goodness. Oh, yes. I've always liked your company, Bettina. And it's nice that we get to see each other more now. Yes, yes. Ah, yes, the podcast. Oh, yes. Well, I mean, I have a lot to thank the Shy Life podcast for. I mean, if it wasn't for the show, then, well, you know, Paul and Toppy, they'd never encouraged me to speak to Tappy again, and they'd have never encouraged Tappy to speak to me. I mean, oh, and it's all such fun, and it's meant we can spend more time together. You're right. Oh, goodness. I can't believe we've done more than 100 episodes now. Oh, yes, well, I've been in nearly everyone. Not everyone, I've missed one or two, but yes. Oh, I'm so glad to be able to help you, Bettina, I really am. Well, I'm glad you're here. I'm very glad you're here. I think, oh, darling, do you see those glasses over there? Oh, yes. Would you get, oh goodness, 2 packs? That'll be 16 glasses. I can party in a few weeks' time, and, oh, you know, glasses always get broken, don't they? I'll go and fetch them. Don't you worry about it. Thank you, darling, thank you. I'm just going to look over at the kitchen things. You'll catch up with me, won't you? Oh, yes. I'll follow you anywhere, Bettina. I'll follow you anywhere. Anywhere at all. My Bettina. Thank you, darling.
This is a customer announcement for tomorrow. To meet mail, please at the checkout area. This is a customer announcement.
I'm very glad we're going back to Keswick, because I do like that. I do like my Keswick trips.
Yeah, it's nice up there, isn't it? It's just the weather.
To have a day. Hopefully, there'll be nice on the boat. I love doing the little boat round.
Yeah.
I love going and then walking for a couple of, you know, a few stops and then getting the boat again, or going to have a look at the waterfall. The trouble is whether we have to find things, whether we're happy having quiet days, or whether
you got a week up there.
Yeah, I mean, I would be happy having quiet days, but yeah, well, just see how Toby feels.
What does he want to do? Does he want to do sites? But he knows that area quite well, doesn't he?
Well, he's like me. He won't have a big plan for, I must do this and this. I mean, he has been to that, because when you met us, we were there, so he has been to that one before.
Okay.
We didn't really get on that so well with the one at Grange over Sands. It was okay for going to Preston and stuff like that and seeing his family or whatever, but it wasn't quite the. Well, we didn't. It had a mixture of weather. I still wasn't that well on that trip.
Was it a bit stuck out?
It wasn't that far from the stuff. It was a matter of finding your feet. A lot of these places, the reason I like going back is that after you've been once or twice, you know all the tricks, and you know what to avoid, and you know, I don't know whether this has changed, but I didn't know about, in Kent, I didn't know about the bus at the top of the road going to Canterbury. That was.
We were in Canterbury last month.
Very nice. Yeah. Your old home.
Yeah, it was nice to go back round actually. I mean, it was we met Stuart and Gary there, and this was on the Friday evening. Gary and Alison arrived, and I said, "Oh, do you want to check in to the hotel?" Right in the high street, and they said, "Oh no, we'll do it later," because they booked this restaurant out of about 3 miles outside Canterbury for us to go to. So I said, "Okay, it's up to you." If it was me, I'd want to check in, get my room sorted out, and then come down. Anyway, that's what they wanted to do. Just got a taxi, had a very nice meal, came back to the bar at 10:30. They go to check in, no reservation. And they said, so Gary said, they haven't got a reservation. And I said, right. And he said, what name did you book it under? I said, I haven't made a booking. And he said, I thought you were doing the bookings. And I said, why would I do your bookings? Everyone was responsible for their own bookings. Oh dear. Stuart and Z have done their booking. We've done our booking. Anyway, no room at the inn. So it was a bit of... So the hotel found them another hotel. So they said, right, we're going to have to go off. And I thought, you should have checked in straight away, because then you'd have known that there was a problem, and there might have been a room available that you'd have been able to have. Anyway, so they go to this other hotel, and we see them the next morning. And I said, how was your hotel? And they said, we didn't like it. So we drove back to Surrey. And that night. And then drove back to Canterbury in the morning. I said, okay, so what are you doing tonight then? That's for me, thank you. That's what I was expecting in Crete. Those size of things. So I said to him, so what are you doing tonight? He goes, no, we found this amazing hotel. It's in the centre, we're going to be absolutely fine. And on the Sunday, I said, how was your hotel? And they said, basically, it was a garage. It was staying in a garage that had been converted into a room. Yeah. And they didn't want to go into any details about it, other than to say it was really unusual, and that was both of them didn't want to talk about it. And I thought, bloody hell, this is... You can have... Would you like one of these?
Yeah, okay.
Yes, you can have one of these. This is a garlic dip if you're interested. I'm not interested in that. It was... I just thought it was such a... I mean, the whole point of staying in that hotel was that it was central, and we would all be in one place, and you could walk to... Well, you're right in the city centre. Anyway, we got down there a bit earlier, so we had a very terrible, very poor lunch at a place that used to be really nice. It's now not very good at all. Not interested in the service at all, And then we went to this thing called the Roman Museum, which I never did. The whole time I was in 3 years in... The whole time that I was in Canterbury. Do you want any of this dip?
Okay.
So I enjoyed doing that. And it was actually really interesting, wasn't it? It was a bit old-fashioned. A bit dated. Interesting history about Canterbury. A bit dated, but I think when I lived there, I remember thinking, at some point I must do that museum, and just never getting round to doing it. And then we were in Whitstable, and I'd almost forgotten about it, so we walked past it, and I thought, we should go in there. It was raining, so we wanted something indoors. We paid a lot of money for this room in a hotel.
There was no hot water. That's a cold shower.
It was an old building. It did have hot water the next day. A really old building.
Just waiting.
You gave up.
I really put the shampoo in my hair. So I thought, let's go for it. Horrible.
Strange.
That was hundreds of pounds to stay there.
I was dashing in and out.
It was over £300 to stay there. It's got to be at least as good as you have at home, isn't it? As a minimum. I wouldn't stay there again.
Did you bring up with them, or did they?
No,
because it was intermittent.
I think it was just one of those things, but you thought, it'll heat up. It never did. And then I thought, you know what? I'll go for it. And did it switch on for you? Or later on it was something?
I didn't know it was a problem. But it was lukewarm. Anyway.
You thought the blue face was kind of fashioned.
Anyway, Gary booked this meal in the hotel for Saturday night, which was a tasting menu. Have you ever had one of these tasting menus?
Not really.
And a glass of wine every course.
Yeah.
Very nice.
But I had such a headache.
No, what he did was that Gary said, let's have a glass of port. Well, I've been so ill on port. I said, no, I don't want port.
I had such a headache the next
Paolo
day.
had a glass of port.
Well, everyone did. I never drink port normally. Do you like port?
Yeah. I should have port and lemonade at Christmas. I don't really drink it at Christmas, but it's one of those things that once people know that you like it as well, it's a cheap Christmas present for you as well.
Have some of this. Well, Gary obviously loves port, and that's why he wants that. I mean, this whole tasting menu thing, there was a lot of theatre in that. You were opposite, it was your own room, private dining. The chef came out and talked to you reluctantly about the courses that he was preparing. A guy, they call him sommelier, is it? Basically the wine specialist. So we've chosen this one because it complements. I was thinking, Jill, this is wasted on me. Really, don't really drink wine. Not really.
It's not a wine book, but they were good wines. The thing that we saw was
just trying to explain why they chose.
Yeah.
This complements this type of texture.
I've been on. The nearest I've been on that is a wine. I went to somewhere near Borough Market.
Monopolis?
Yeah.
It's closed.
Yes, I've heard that.
The bride.
I went with Harry because his work were going to there, and somebody pulled out, and he said if you've got the tenner or whatever it was, you can come in their place. So I did. And I think that's the first time I ever had Bombay Sapphire gin. So it's a while ago now.
Well, this room we had, and I looked at all the theatre of it.
Anyway, that was the only disaster, really, wasn't it? The rest disaster. The rest of it, on the Saturday, we went up to the campus. Every time I go, it's expanded again. They've built it. I mean, they've almost doubled the size of the library. And I thought it was enormous. I first went there. Paul came to visit me. You've come a couple of times, didn't you?
Yeah.
You stayed in the halls.
Yeah, I came in like.
My first year.
I came in 1993 near my birthday, which was your first
my
year.
First year.
And then I came near the end.
My third year.
Your third year, and stayed in that.
Yeah.
And I stayed. I stayed
in the house in Whitstable.
No. Yeah.
Did I take you to Whitstable?
Because you remember we went for my birthday, my 29th birthday, we went to Canterbury, and I think you came down then, and then I think you may have driven town on my way around a bit.
Yeah.
So, yeah.
Was that a Patrick? Patrick or something?
Yeah, maybe.
I don't know.
Yeah. We went to Broadstairs. We did an afternoon or something where we went to sort of...
That's nice, yeah.
And stuff when I've been to Broadstairs, but... yeah, that was right. It was good. I stayed with you when you were in Manchester as well.
Was that in the halls?
House halls.
House halls, yeah. These are a bit of the higher guest rooms and put people up relatively cheaply. I mean, the Kent one, because I was there longer, I suppose I've got more affection for it, but the course in Manchester was definitely much more rigorous, and they pushed you a lot harder. I mean, they expected a lot more from you.
More chilled out,
I wouldn't say it was chilled out, but I was there for longer, and so you. I mean, I haven't kept up in touch with any of the people on my course from Manchester. I was there a whole year, and it was a whole year. It wasn't just like 3 terms. It was a whole year. But it was a much more intellectually rigorous course. They pushed you harder. They expected a lot more of you. I suppose you're working at a higher level, to be fair.
Yeah, because I mean, there are people who do MA in librarianship and then librarians at the end of the year, whereas the course I did was far more detailed in 3 years. So yeah.
You're making a transition. Anyway, I enjoyed being back there, and then on the Sunday, so yeah, we had to walk around the campus. I was surprised how easy it is to walk around the campus. I thought there'd be more security.
Yeah.
But anyway, I mean, some of it hasn't changed. I mean, I walked around Elliott College, and it still feels like a prison. And you know how sometimes you can be a bit nostalgic about, oh, it was this and it was marvellous and da-da-da-da-da. And then when you walk around, you think, actually, it's bloody awful. And it was horrible in the winter times, it was cold. Although one of my best memories is when it snowed in, I don't know if that was my, I think it might have been my final year. And it snowed, and very heavily, which is unusual for Kent. And I walked to my lecture in a t-shirt, jeans and a t-shirt, because it was in the same building. We walked in about 5 minutes before the start, and everyone else had come up the hill. They were all, not only were they soaking wet from all the snow, they were also hot and uncomfortable. And I taken off layer after layer after layer, and I just sort of walked in, t-shirt, and sat down, thinking, oh, well, let's go. I like that. What's the problem?
Nick's converting all of my second part into digital.
Oh, right.
So somewhere
that'll be terrifying, watching that. You think, oh my god,
I haven't seen any of your...
I can't believe I sound like that or look like that.
I haven't seen any of your episodes yet, but
banned. A special rating. Restricted rating.
I saw one of Harry's from like 1993, and he was in his university accommodation. And even in 1993, I thought it looked like the set of Prisoner Cell Block 8, and it really still does. It was like sort of those bare sort of brick walls.
But he went to Oxford, didn't he?
He only went there later. He did his main degree at Exeter.
Oh, yes, that's right. Do you know, I haven't been back to Exeter since we went there 20 odd years ago. Well, I did enjoy going back there, but I wasn't thinking, gosh, I really wish I was still doing it. I mean, there's lots of things about it. I think, yeah, I'm glad that I've got to repeat it all.
Yeah.
If I had a choice of repeating it all, I don't think I would.
Well, I was talking to somebody. Oh yeah, I went on Radio Woking the other day, and with my friend Tim, who usually I go on hospital radio with, but he was asked to stand in for somebody who was away on holiday, and he said to me, "Would I be free?" Because then it made it easier to have somebody to interact with.
You're going to do it?
Well, it was actually the day. It was the day that I was starting to feel unwell, but I still went.
You read some poetry or something?
Yeah, we did. I did that, and but we were talking about because Radio Woking is in a school. We were saying, we wouldn't give you the shivers of remembering back at school. We both said we wouldn't want to go and do anything. We wouldn't want to study anything. I mean, I'm watching so many different sorts of foreign European language films and all sorts of things. I'm doing my own sort of film studies without actually having. I said I don't need a certificate to tell me that I just watch what comes out on do my own education, but I don't need a certificate, or I don't need to write an essay about it.
Well, if I won the lottery, I would like to do a PhD in Brexit and chart the sort of 30 years that led to that point, but only just purely from totally from an academic point of view, of no practical purpose. Because you can self-fund your PhD more or less, and I reckon you can approach pretty much any institution, make a proposal, tell them it's going to be self-funding, and I think they'd be quite happy for you to, because basically what you're paying for is the fees that they charge you to cover use of the facilities and the library and access to academics, I suppose. But that's probably the only scenario when I want to go back and do it all again, or go back into that sort of environment. Well, on the Sunday, we then went to Whitstable, and it was a really nice day, wasn't it? It was a really bright, sunny day, pretty warm, and you had oysters? Well, yeah, I actually wanted to eat in the oyster bar, which is on the right on the seafront. But Gary wanted to go to that pub. It's called Neptune's. Neptune's Bar. And actually, I was a bit dubious about it because it's a bit dark and dingy. Anyway, we got seated straight away, and they still had oysters, and they were absolutely delicious. So I couldn't fault it really. And then we dropped Stuart and Z off at the railway station on the way home, and we came back. We did a lot actually. It was good. We also went out to the cathedral, which Alex had never done.
I've been there for day visits the last 2 years because of going and staying in Kent at the Kent property. But I don't tend to do, by myself, I don't tend to do, I literally went to Canterbury like one might go to Salisbury for shopping. So I just went and picked up some groceries, and what I did do, because I was doing the podcast, I went, somebody was playing accordion, so I recorded that. So I did stuff for my podcast.
I was happy to go along because I've done it hundreds of times, but there's always something that you've noticed before. You used to be able to do tours up to the top. They don't seem to be doing that anymore, which is a shame. Or maybe they do, but only at certain times of the year.
You used to have to pay to even get in the close.
You can't even access the close without paying for the whole thing.
No, you can't. I don't think so.
The only exception is if you live in Canterbury, and they'll give you some sort of discount, like residence discount. You need to provide 4 proofs of ID with 3 utility bills. Both parents living need to accompany you. You also need a picture of you as a child. They make it really difficult. One thing I didn't do, because we were going to go on this boat trip, but which they seem to be running in the morning, but in the afternoon they said that the water was too high, therefore they couldn't run any boats.
Well, yes, lots of rain then.
So I'll go back to Canterbury for that. I'll go back to Whitstable. Which but there's probably enough for about half a day if you include walking around, having some lunch or something. So it's enough for half a day. And then but I don't know if I'd stay in that abode hotel again. It's very expensive for what it was. There's another one called the Full Star Hotel, which is just outside. It's right by Canterbury West Railway Station. I think I'd give that a go. I took the Friday off because we wouldn't have been able to fit it all in, because of the travelling.
I'd like to go back to find a week where I can go with myself to that Kent place again, because it went so quickly, considering that last year when I went, Callum came down for a night and sort of arrived halfway through one day, and but this time I didn't have anybody else there. But I kept my own timetable as far as there were a couple of interviews I wanted to do with friends in America, so I made sure I slept so that I could be available to talk to them at weird times of the night. It suited them, so I achieved quite a lot.
Well, it sounds like you had a relaxing.
Well, you're sort of able to do stuff without having to sort of, if you're on holiday with other people, then you have to kind of do a compromise, but able to kind of do whatever I like really. Oh, nice and nice. Hi listeners, we're in Greenwich Market. It's quite a clammy day. My glasses are steaming up. I don't even need my glasses full time, but long story. Anyway, I have to keep taking them off and buffing them up. But anyway, who can resist a good buffing, eh? Oh well. I was just thinking about one of my last visits to Greenwich. I think we heard that Paul and Alex and we came by train, but you can also travel to Greenwich by boat. I have a little bit of what I recorded, part of a work summer outing. Hello listeners, I'm on a boat. Yes, well why not? A boat in the centre of London. Now, we've been on the buses quite a lot during episodes of the Shy Life podcast, but we've never been on a boat. It's called the Thames Clipper. It's basically kind of one of many boats that they run up and down the Thames as a sort of alternative to tube trains or buses. But I don't have that much cause to travel on them, to be honest. They're a little bit bigger than the ones you see going up and down the river in Venice. But yeah, a lot of people do use them for commuting. But particularly people who live sort of in places along the Thames, a bit further out of the centre, coming in. We are heading out of town, but at the moment we're still in the centre. We're sort of passing by various different landmarks, like the Tate Modern, which is a modern art gallery which was built, which is set in what was a power station, but has as long as I've been working in London, has been a museum and a gallery. But we'll also be going past the Globe,
or the reconstructed Globe, which is set on the, for those of you who don't know, the Globe is the name of the theatre that Shakespeare plays were sort of regularly performed in back in the day, and it was rebuilt in the style of the time it was originally built, back in the sort of early noughties, I think. And not being a big Shakespeare fan, I've never been there. It's you know, exactly as the theatre was at the time. No ceiling, you all stand. The idea of standing to watch a Shakespeare play, I'm afraid I'd rather pull my own fingernails off. Well, possibly not that much, but really there were about 1,001 things I'd rather do than go and watch a Shakespeare play. I did my time with Shakespeare, and it really did feel like I was doing time back in the days I was at school studying English literature. And I wouldn't voluntarily go back. Sorry, not a fan. What a thing to say, Yeti. Anyway, as we go along the Thames, we go under Tower Bridge, and heading out towards Greenwich, which is where I shall be wandering around hopefully later on. I'm here today on the 19th of July with work colleagues. We're having our summer trip out, basically. Yesterday was the last day of term, and today we're going to Greenwich. We're having a tour around what was the Naval College and having lunch, and so anyway, before we get there, I thought I'd just quickly tell you where we are and where we're going. But there is a lot of other things going on in this episode. It's not just me on a boat. Last time I was on the boat, I was sitting up top, and it was a bit breezy, to be honest, and in fact it was extremely breezy, and I couldn't record. So at least this time I'm a bit more able to speak to you. But well, hopefully I'll do a bit of recording when we're walking around Greenwich. But yes, but I'll have to see. Oh, we're coming up to London Bridge now. I can see what is known.
Passengers will exit at the front of the boat.
We'll also be going past the Tower of London, and I can see the Shard, which is the new tall building. But I think you can pay to go right to the top, but it's not cheap, so I've not been up there yet. There are so many things to do in London that it's very rare that you actually do them all, but it certainly is for Toby and I. We do tend to gravitate towards doing sort of more country-based things, walks and going into parks rather than queuing up to go into buildings. Pretty much the same when I'm out with Callum as well. We don't tend to go to museums. We might go to one, on a wet day, or we don't. If there's something we can do where we're just walking, it's one of the things about Venice. I just love walking and exploring the streets. I don't feel I have to do loads of museums or churches, or but if I pass one that looks good, yeah, sure, of course I will. But a lot of these things can be quite expensive, and I know you're on holiday, and so maybe that doesn't matter. But because I'm podcasting, because I like taking photos, I would probably choose to be outside, especially if the weather's good, than being in a museum. In fact, I go to Venice so many times, there are museums that I've sort of almost, in the back of my mind, have set them aside as, if I'm there next time and it's raining, I'll do that one. Anyway, I'll speak to you again soon. You don't have to do the whole journey. It takes about an hour, and we have to stop at lots of little stops and things, so you don't have to do all that. I've told you this before. Moving on. Quite literally moving on. The boat is moving on.
They come and take a sample, and whoever's found here actually grew up on the west coast of Scotland. The person they think grew up in Cornwall, so they've no idea who was brought back. It is a beautiful memorial. The other thing I point out are these statues, which is hope, faith, charity and meekness. That is also in code stone, also designed by Benjamin West. I am told, and perhaps anybody that came here to college can elucidate that during the time of the Naval College, meekness was obliterated because they did not think it was a suitable characteristic for serving naval officers.
It's not a noble characteristic.
Okay, let's make our way. I just want to show you this courtyard. They've all got courtyards, and if you look down, it looks very uneven, but it's actually the British flag, because of St George, Andrew and Patrick. So it's from 1873 until 1998, the Navy were here, and then they moved out, and the buildings were, as I said, leased Greenwich University and Trinity and the Bern Conservatoire of Music. I brought you here because just to talk about the Naval College. When did it open? 1900 was it? Oh, I told you, haven't I? 1873. The Naval Colleges. In 1900, there was a senior officers war course, and but that moved to Portsmouth. But after about 5 or 6 years, it came back. During that period, it became the premier college throughout the world, and there were many also visiting from other countries to study here: Japan, China, Russia, the Netherlands, and eventually during World War I think, or later, the Americans also came here. It was a university for officers, senior and junior, within the war. The determination was that training would not just be on board ship, but these people need to be prepared and know about the latest scientific and mathematical developments. And so it was designed to always produce up to the minute first class education. So there were lots of short courses here for senior and junior officers. I think there was naval architecture, metallurgy, criminology, hygiene, mathematics, physics, all sorts of things. Naval engineering maybe being the focus. Not only was it a sort of civilian organisation, but it also carried out research projects relative to the needs of the Navy. In 1959 there was a nuclear college, and just over there they had their own nuclear reactor called Jason. Now those, I think, buildings were made into lecture rooms, and there was one lecture theatre that could roll back the roof so that during the navigation they could study the stars, etc. It was quite interesting having the nuclear reactor here, because London at the time was quite left-wing, and we had all over Greenwich, we are a nuclear-free zone, not realising that there is actually their own nuclear reactor. I think it generated enough to boil a kettle, but not much more. But still, it was here. And then I think those, officers, students, lived very much as the pensioners, reused those facilities. Most of the junior officers were in the Queen Mary, and I think that wing was given more to the senior officers and those of highest rank and in charge, like it was the first Admiral Governor was Astley Cooper Keyes. He had his residence down next to the river. So it thrived, and then eventually, as I said, because it had become all three services, it wasn't up to scratch, it wasn't big enough, and they built Shribnham as the Joint Defence College, as it was now. Okay, I'm going to move on. I would say, first of all, that it wasn't until 1937 that they used the painted hall for their as their mess. Up until that time, they had to use the undercroft, but when the museum moved out and the visitors, this is what it looks like, or would have looked like. Yeah, they have dinners there. I don't know what it is. You walk into the hall for a dinner, and you're sort of going like this, whether it's me, and the minute you get there, you sort of go straight, you're really straight all the time, but I'm not. You sort of felt so proud, and we have so many people that have actually studied here who come back to visit. And the last big dinner I remember was the Royal Marines.
Well, listeners, that's about all we've got time for. I hope you enjoyed the episode. I think there were quite a few things going on. You heard me on the radio, didn't you? Yeah, that was our poetry section. That was quite fun. Made a change from Radio Way, although Tim kind of brought his Radio Way show to Radio Woking. Why not? And I believe you heard from all the others. Well, you know, everyone was doing different things, as I said. But anyway, made for a bit of a different episode. Next time, I'm not sure what we'll be up to. I never do. I'm never sure which episode I'll be editing next. But you can be reassured that there are plenty of episodes stored up. So, yes, it'll be fun. It'll be fun. Before I go, I should say thanks to the regulars. Thanks to Tim. Thanks to Paul. Thanks to Alex. Thanks to, well, to anybody else I might have forgotten involved in this episode. Well, take care. I'll speak to you again soon. Thanks for listening. Bye now. Bye.
Hello, it's me, Charlie. How are you doing? Yes, I was just calling to see if there were any pies lying around during this episode that needed eating, you know, just doing my service, my duty. Hello? No? No pies? Are you sure? You want to have a look? You want to have another look? Huh? What? I don't know. I don't think there's anybody here. Oh, anyway, well, I was just calling. Bear's got to do his duty. Yeah, I'm going to do my duty and keep an eye out for lonely pies. Yes. You know, this is my job. Okay. Do you want me to sing a song? No, okay. There's no point, I suppose. I should go and eat a pie. I'll go and eat a pie. I'll speak to you soon. Yes, this is me, Charlie, saying hello, goodbye. Yes, bye. Hello, it is me, Cromitty. Hello? Oh dear, nobody seems to be here today. Yes, I think I have received some post that was meant to be for you, Paul. I'll make sure that I drop it off next time I come around. It's I opened it up. I'm sorry, I thought it was for me. It seems to be a flyer, more information that you have requested about the murder mystery weekend. I think that is like in the autumn, like November maybe. I'm not sure. I don't want to read too much about it, but I just wanted to let you know that I just wanted to know that it has arrived, and yes, I think this is the details of how you can you can subscribe to go. I think yes, it sounds very interesting. Murder mystery weekend. Yes, well, I like murders. That sounds wrong. I like mysteries.
Yes, I like mysteries. Yes. Oh, anyway, I better go. Goodbye now. Goodbye, it's me comedy. Yes. Okay, goodbye.
Darlings. Oh, dear. Nothing from Nathan. I don't know where he's supposed to be. I thought he was going to call me. Thank goodness that Darius was about this weekend. He's so helpful, and I can't believe we've known each other so long, and yet we're only really becoming friends now. Oh dear. Oh, there is a message on my phone. I wonder if this is from Nathan. Let me see. Press this button.
Radio juggling.
What? Has it finished yet? Oh, bloody hell. Well, wasn't that nice? It's true what they say, you know. They don't make them like they used to. But then they never had CD machines in those days. And so, we come to the end of our phone-in topic. Yes, those of you who have been following the saga of the National Park debate, and somehow managed to survive it, will be dismayed to hear that we are about to conclude the subject on air today. Hopefully all our expert callers over the last few weeks will have shed some light over the uncertainty of parks and the mystery that surrounds them. Though personally I'd rather just cement the lot and paint some nice white stripes down the middle. But then that's just my view. Okay, so if any of you want to make some last-ditch pitch, either for or against the likes of Sutton Park, yes, Sutton Park, a popular discussion point on Radio Juggling FM, or if you've any weird and wonderful tales to tell about the creatures that live there, such as squirrels, crows, worms, and any spectral perennials for that matter, then phone our hotline now, direct into the studio with me, Octavius Crotchet.
Good grief, that's not from Nathan. Who is that? What is going on? Oh dear. Well, that's the... Oh dear. Oh, well, maybe I don't know. I think maybe I'm going to call Aunt Tappy, and yes, that's right. Yes, I should call Aunt Tappy. We can have a catch up. Maybe we can have jam, scones, and cream via Skype again. Yes. I wonder if my answer phone's broken or something. I don't hear from Nathan, and then I get this strange message. Oh dear, technology. Technology these days. Oh dear.
I gotta go now.
I don't care.
Bye.
I wasn't done with you.
Gotta go. Bye.
Thank you.
Goodbye.
This show is part of the Pride 48 network. Find more shows over at pride48.com.
Okay, bye.
Weird. Super weird.
He's not that shy. 108, 108, 108.
Well, that was nice to hear Paul on the radio, wasn't it?
Oh, yes, thank you, Uncle John. I very much enjoyed it. It's always nice to hear Paul talking and doing his poems. I want to visit that riverside bar.
Oh, yes. 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 I know, it's fun, isn't it? Yes. Oh, dear. Well, I've got to get off, I'm afraid. So, I think Damius has just turned up. It looks like he wants to have a word with you about something. Hi, Damius. He's waving. Anyway, I better get off.
All right, Uncle John. I'll see you soon. I'll go and speak to Damius. Perhaps he wants to meet the Beeper Queen.
Yes, maybe. Oh, Turn to be careful.
I will.
All right, see you later.
Bye-bye. Bye.
Hello. Hello, Ick.
Hello, Damius. How are you? Where have you been today?
Oh, well, we went to the shops.
Who did you go with?
I went with Bettina.
Oh, really? Was Nathan away again?
Oh, yes. I think she's getting a little bit fed up with him, to be honest. Yes, so I made sure that I was there.
This is good. This is a good plan, Damius. Yes, we must make sure that Bettina and Nathan split up. Yes, Aunt Happy is very concerned.
Oh, yes. She's concerned that her friend is going to get into trouble if she stays with him.
Exactly that. She was calling me the other day and she was very worried. I was so busy making plans that I didn't hear her messages and... Oh, anyway, I've reassured her that we are busy and that, yes. But I think there's still a lot to do.
Oh, yes, I think so. But, I'll just make sure that I'm there whenever Nathan isn't, as a replacement. And she'll come to rely on me.
Yes, Damius, that sounds like a good plan. But, Damius, you must be careful with your heart. I know that you have feelings for Bettina, and there is a possibility that if she splits up with Nathan that she may want to remain single and just have you as a friend.
I understand that. Yes, well, it would just be nice to get to know her more. I understand.
Okay, well, as long as you're sure and you're careful not to get too attached.
No, it's fine. I'll be fine. I'll be fine. Yes, I'll be fine.
Well, go and help yourself to the picnic. There's still some food left.
Oh, yes, that's good. I'll be fine. Yes, that's good. Fine. I'll be fine. Yes.
Oh, dear. I do hope Darius is all right. Oh, dear. Anyway. Oh, well. I shall have to report back to Aunt Tappy. And, hopefully she will be reassured. I daren't mention to Damius that, that we know that Nathan's true identity is more than human, or less than human. Well, alien. If he finds out, I worry that, he might do something that causes more trouble than he's worth. Yes. Oh, well. I shall go and help myself to some of the picnic, I think. Yes. Hey! The peepers are trying to eat the picnic. Damius, tell them not to. Tell them to stop. Oh, dear. Little peepers. Oh.
This program is a proud member of Univoz. Unified, unique, voices. Learn more at univozpods.net.